Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tea and Trapeze. So I just wanted to share with you trap tips this week. I see a lot of things on Instagram where people are actually getting into the inversions incorrectly, and I just want to make sure that you guys are super safe, and this is solely coming from a place of safety, right? So I had my back injury. I was desperate to alleviate my back pain, so I did whatever I could not to get injections and not to get surgery. Thank God I didn't, even though 3 doctors informed me I do indeed need surgery. I exhausted all options: chiropractic, physical therapy 3 separate times, acupuncture, and massage therapy. Before going for my consultation to potentially get the injection, I came across the yoga trapeze on Facebook. Just really random, because I was talking about my back injury. That's all I ever did talk about on Facebook. So Facebook knew what my deal was, and Facebook gave me the suggested advertisement for a trapeze, and I tried it and I loved it and I was sold. Keep in mind, the very first time I went upside down, I was upside down for like 8.5 seconds. Okay, now today I can be upside down for 20 minutes plus. But I just wanted to share with you guys the safety tips that you need to know about your trapeze. So I'm going to place my tea down and we'll get started. So first things first when it comes to getting to know your trapeze. So you notice here, there's 2 sets of handles, right? So we have our shortest handles, our medium handles, and our longest handles, and that's how I refer to them. Be careful, they do poke you in the eye throughout your practice, so be careful. If you want to wear goggles, totally go for it. I'm totally kidding. And then you have your main sling, okay? If you notice here, you have black clips on your sling. So if you notice here, when I push the black clips all the way up, it elongates my fabric, giving me the availability to use the whole trapeze. However, when you have the black clips down, it limits you, which is great when you go into your inversion, because it locks the fabric in just at your seat. You don't want the fabric coming down the legs, you don't want it going up into the middle of your back. That's where you experience pain. So when we come into our inversions, we want to have the clips all the way up while we get into the sling, and then when we sit down, we'll slide them down and I'll demonstrate, okay? So you also notice that there are black clips on the middle handles and the longer handles as well. So when you receive your trapeze, it looks like this, right? So the grips are like that. So you're gonna have to rearrange everything. You want to have your black clips down because that helps create structure. Whether you're doing spider push-ups, whether you're doing plank holds, whether you're doing suspension bridge, like you need the stability. It makes it, I don't want to say easier for you, but more controlled, right? Whereas this, you're like all shaky and crazy, and maybe I'll demo that as well. But there's a lot I want to get through in a short amount of time. So for the first thing, you want to shake out your sling. Get the full width of your sling. Okay, bring your thumbs in to the front edge, forefinger sparked out. With a forefinger sparked out, as wide as your hips, gather your fabric just so there's enough fabric for your butt. And this is where everyone thinks their butt is so big, so they'll leave like this much fabric for their butt. The butt is not that big. So you have to really be kind to yourself and really evaluate, because the goal is when you sit into the fabric, you want the edge of the fabric just where your waistband is. So I'm going to come around the opposite of the side of the trapeze and show you as well. Right, thumb lean inside, forefinger sparked out. Gather your fabric just so there's enough for your butt. So my butt is just about that big. I'm going to sit into the fabric. So I hop myself up using my arms. And you see here, the sling is a little bit too far low. I want it at my waistband. So I'll just give a nice little gentle pull and it'll adjust to where it needs to be, at my waistband. So now this is where the black clips come in. Slide them all the way down so they can't go anymore because it locks in the fabric. And I'm going to swing around so you guys can see me. You see the fabric at my legs? It's as close as possible to my seat. That is key here, so you don't have like the tangled fabric around your knees. Some people, when they come into it, the fabric goes to the back of their knees. You don't want to be there. You can experience discomfort. The fabric's going to dig into your thighs. You guys want to be as comfortable as possible, especially if this is your first time on the trapeze. So pull the fabric towards you so it's at your seat. And I'll do that a little bit more. Lift leg one at a time. Voila. As you can see here, the fabric is at my seat. And boom, 360. Okay? Then we come to stillness. So to go into your inversion for the very first time, take the fabric of the long handles just about underarm height. You don't want to wrap your hands because you can get caught and you'll cause discomfort to yourself. So arm height or underarm height, extend the arms out, nice grip onto the fabric. Start to lean your body back. As you lean your body back, open the legs. You see the V I'm creating here? Nice and wide. Because see what happens when you let go, you're super safe. Okay? So to come into it, you bend the knees around, bottoms of the feet to touch.
Okay, this is called diamond legs. The other option is to double cross your feet around the fabric. However, when I first started practicing trapeze, I didn't even notice, but I was really flexing my feet into the fabric so intensely that I ended up getting tendonitis in my left foot. So that's why I know in my classes, I suggest bottoms of the feet together. And the additional reason is when your feet are flexed around the fabric, you're actually engaging your leg muscles, preventing you from getting the full decompression of your spine. So press the bottoms of the feet together and you'll actually notice the difference, right? I don't know if you guys can actually see here, but I'm more tense with my feet flexed, right? If I'm trying to relax. But watch what happens when I press the bottoms of my feet together. You see, I just went a little bit closer to the ground. So you're gonna be conscious of that. So to come up out of your inversion, gaze up towards your belly button, reach up as high as you can on the fabric of the long handles. As high as you can, right? Some people hold on to the middle handles, but it really propels you forward. So you wanna reach up as high as you can on the longest handles, open the legs into V, pull yourself up, boom, out of your inversion. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more time. V-legs as wide as possible. Bend the knees, bottoms of the feet to touch. Okay, so you know how to get up. So I'm going to show you what some people do. They'll hold on to the middle handles here, and it's really loose, so it makes it harder, especially if you don't have the core strength to kind of lift yourself up. So some people will come right into this. Not necessary, right? Not necessary. Gaze up towards the belly button. Reach up as high as you can in the fabric of the long handles. Hold V-legs, pull up. Voila! Okay, some people make the mistake of going into their inversion with their legs in the inside and wrap around. I personally don't understand how people do this. And this is not safe, guys. Okay, I'm locked in here, but it's only because my butt is catching the fabric. But you see there's nothing here supporting my legs. So if something happens, if I go into a movement, and I'll probably hold on, I'm going to show you guys. There's a piece of lint. Right? So if I'm here and I'm going to go into my jackknife pulls, watch what happens. I have one foot, quote unquote, flexed around, and then I drop my leg down. Look what happened to the seat. It's no longer there. Right? So you come down to the ground, hurting yourself. So I'll show you one more time. Okay? At your waistband. Fabric with long handles, underarm height, arms out. Lean back, V-legs for the correct way to get to inversion. So what I see online a lot is a lot of people coming up, flexing their feet around. I still do not understand how people take pictures like this, how they feel comfortable like this. And I guess it's because I'm an instructor and I teach aerial and trapeze, so to me it just doesn't make sense. But I'm going to show you, right? So say if you can't open your legs wide and you go for this, and then somehow your feet slide through. Watch what happens, right? So my legs are just coming through the inside of the trapeze, and I think I'm going to be locked in or something. Watch. I'll come down, and I'll get hurt. Okay? So you guys don't want to hurt yourself. Trapeze is a physical therapy method that's all about alleviating your back pain, increasing your core strength, and your flexibility, and your upper body strength. So be kind to yourself when it comes to utilizing your trapeze. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll be releasing more trap tips within the next coming weeks. So until next time, peace, love, trapeze, and be safe out there. Because if you guys are not safe, you're not going to get back on it and you're not going to love it as much as I do. And this is my thing, is I want to share with you guys how much I love this stupid thing and how it can really transform your life and transform your yoga.